Hello, and welcome back to Tabletop Thoughts. Today, we are going to continue our look at the Unnatural Selection supplement for Shadowdark. Last time, we looked at the classes in the book. Today, I thought we would look at some of the other sections, starting with backgrounds. As you can see here on the screen, backgrounds comes up and it just starts with, hey, here's Untamed backgrounds. And the next page is Underworld backgrounds. When I was reading this, I didn't really know what that meant. You will see later on in the video where that terms come from. But the Untamed, there are 20 new backgrounds for characters that I guess you could roll randomly, or you could pick one out, depending if you are Untamed or Underworld backgrounds. And then the next section after that, nature spirits. This is what I would allow a cleric, say, to, if they wanted to be like a nature cleric, or if they wanted to play like the Ovate, which is kind of like a druid. These are some of the spirits or, I guess, guardians that you could allow them to worship. That would get them into their, I don't know, give them their powers and stuff like that. I noticed that all of them are neutral, which kind of fits being a nature spirit, because lawful and chaotic aren't really natural things. I mean, it's just neutral. Animals act the way they act. So those are perfectly fine the way they are. Here's a picture that has a few of them on it, but as you see, there are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 6 nature spirits. And then they also add in this death pantheon. So there was, I think, 4 or 5 gods listed in the core rules. So this would be listed on the death. I think it's because they had that grave warden class they added. So this would be some gods that people who were following that could follow, give them their powers. Titles. This is something I do actually like that they included in here. There are other supplements out there. I believe I looked at the player companion for Shadowdark. I went and did a review on that. There was a series I did on that on my website, tabletop-thoughts.com. I will put a link to it in the description below, where they had new classes, new races, items like that. They had a bunch of new classes. Unfortunately, I don't believe they had any new titles for any of the classes, which I kind of like having titles. So for the classes they had, like the Beastmaster, there's the different levels, and if you're lawful, chaotic, or neutral. Languages. Here's, since they had the Ovate, which is kind of like a druid when you think in Dungeons and Dragons, here are some languages that they have, and then the different animals that actually would speak it. Like, according to this, apparently kangaroos, koalas, possums, Tasmanian devils all speak marsupial, so I would guess that would mean that all of them can talk to each other, since they all speak the same language. Gear. There are some new gear that they added. New gear is always nice. Like they had the sensor flail. I believe that was, I don't remember if that was the Death Warden or the Plague Doctor. One of them had a sensor flail that they could use. So they added that. Darts, hunting knife, different weapons that you could always add in. They don't, do much to the game except to add to it. Character names. Now here's where you find out what the Untamed and the Underground meanings are from earlier. So Untamed would be these races, which we went over earlier in a different video. And then the next is the Underworld characters, like the Dragonborn, the Shadow Elf, the Skurrid, the Slime Folk, and the Tiefling are all considered Underworld. And the Risen, which was a playable race, doesn't get names on it since they're actually resurrected or animated entities. So they're undead, so their name would just be based off of what they were when they were alive. All right. The next section will be magic. I think we will save that for the next video. So this will keep this one nice and short. But something that is included in here that I would have liked to seen in the player's companion is new spells for all the new classes. That supplement had a bunch of new classes, but they were all like based off wizard spells, even though there was like a sorcerer and a warlock and other classes like that. They all had the same spells. They didn't add anything new into it, so it made them all feel more like it was just a wizard with a background instead of actually a new class, because a new class should have new spells to actually make it different. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, check out the next video right here. It's packed with more great content. And as always, keep on gaming.